Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool back again with another Epic 7 tier list for you guys today. And today we're going to be ranking all of the 3-star artifacts in the game. I'm basically going to be going over which ones are the best, which ones are the worst. Basically how many max limit break copies you want of each one, because I know a lot of you guys are wondering, when can I start powdering all my 3-star artifacts, because I really need the powder of knowledge because of the collab coming up, a lot of good artifacts in the powder shop, and so forth. So that being said, before we get started with the tier list though guys, if you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to get instant updates when videos and tier lists like this are released, and also to get live updates when I live stream, which has been a very fun time where I've been playing on a 3-star only account and progressing. Very fun stream. I love hanging out with you guys in chat, and we just have a great time playing the game together. So that being said, let's get into the tier list. So 3-star artifacts. Some of these artifacts are actually very, very good. So let's start with what I think is the best of the 3-star artifacts in the S tier. So you're going to see there's actually 5, a lot more than most people would expect. Honestly, maybe the last 2 or 3 can be dropped down a tier, but I think Daydream Joker is going to be the best overall 3-star artifact in the game because it is so dang good in PvE. Now, it does percent of the max HP of the target's, percent max HP of the target in damage. So basically, if you're hitting a unit with a lot of HP, you do a lot of damage. Now in PvP, this isn't really noticeable, it's actually very bad, but in PvE, when you're hitting bosses with like 100k plus HP, this does so much damage. And also Daydream Joker scales with crit damage. So what that means is when you have higher crit damage, your Daydream Joker will actually do more damage with the percent HP shred. That's really good in PvE because in PvE, your DPS don't need to worry about being too tanky. So you just put everything into crit damage and basically attack and crit chance, and you will do a lot of damage just because of this artifact. Next, we have Oath Key. So Oath Key is very good in PvP and also has some usage in PvE. Also, Daydream Joker, guys, for how many copies you want, I recommend like 6, 7 even, because you're going to need like 2 for like your Wyvern team, maybe like 1 or 2 for your Banshee team, depending on who you're using. Also for Azimnak, maybe like 2, and then yeah, you have your other hunts as well. So you can never have too many in my opinion, but I think like 6 or 7 is a good amount. Later on when you switch to one-shot comps, you only need like 1 copy per hunt team. But for now, just get as many as you can because, you know, they're always good. Next, we have Oath Key, guys, at the number 2 spot. So Oath Key is very good in PvP and PvE, like I said. PvP is very good because it has hit chance increase. Basically what that means is you have a higher chance to not miss. So if you're an ice unit hitting an earth unit, you're going to get a decreased chance of missing. Also, it works versus evasion as well, so it makes it really nice versus pesky evasion users. Mostly what people will use is like Symbol of Unity for hit chance and damage, but since you only get 1 copy, and if you're not a ranger using Misha's like air missile, whatever it's called, then yeah, Oath Key is a good 3-star option. You can always just slot this in. It doesn't give you a damage boost, but the hit chance is nice. Next, we have Cursed Compass. So Cursed Compass is, in my opinion, one of the best 3-star artifacts for PvP in the game, because you have so many copies and it's very good. Basically, it gives you effectiveness on your first turn, and you can use this on any single cleave opener, like Fairy Tale Tenebria, Harado, Bazaar. Like if you're getting into cleave and you guys don't know what artifact to run on your opener, just use Cursed Compass. The effectiveness is really nice. It reduces your chances of getting resisted and just lowers your overall stat requirements. It makes it a very, very good PvP artifact. Keep in mind it only works for 1 turn though, so you're not going to get multiple uses, but usually if you're cleaving, you only need your, opening skill to land in the first place to actually win. Next, we have Exorcist Tonfa. So Exorcist Tonfa is a worst Portrait of Savior, which should be running with the Guilty Gear collab. Portrait of Savior, very good artifact for cleaving. It just increases your damage, basically. But Exorcist Tonfa, if you guys don't have access to Portraits yet, very good artifact. Now, once you do get Portraits of Savior, you're going to switch all of your Exorcist Tonfas over. But until then, still a very good artifact. Very good for like adventure farming, dog walking. Good in cleave as well as your main damage dealer's artifact if you don't have like an Alexis Basket or something like that. Next, we have Candlestick. So this is really good in Wyvern, obviously. You put it on like your Angelica. She tanks forever. She resets cooldown. Also good in PvP in some scenarios. Like I see some units that you wouldn't think would run it that actually run it. Like Sinful Angelica runs it sometimes. You can even run this on Angelica or a Momo in early game PvE, and it just like tanks so much. Like they will just heal over and over, and you won't be able to kill that unit. So it's really annoying. It's also good in PvE and general purpose because as you're like going through adventure, sometimes like the cooldown will help you, similar to how it helps like Angelica and a Momo survive. It's a pretty decent artifact. I think maybe not S tier, maybe like A tier, but still a very good artifact in my opinion for 3-star. Next we have Ega Delusion. Basically it makes it so that you just take less damage. This artifact's super underrated. It's a very, very good alternative to like Proof of Valor and stuff like that, because you only get 2 max copies. And yeah, like even if you're new to the game, you don't have Proof of Valor, Elegant Delusion is a good option. Next we have Timeless Anchor, mostly a PvP artifact, but it's very good. You'll see this on Ravi, even APOC Ravi, Dark Corvus, and it's a very good artifact for those units. And like APOC Ravi is very strong, Ravi is very good as well. Now obviously APOC Ravi wants like Crimson Seed, but ideally in an ideal situation, but if you don't have access to it right away, Timeless Anchor is pretty good. I think it's a really cheesy artifact because you can cleanse yourself. It makes it so that you can build bruisers on full HP, full damage, and not have to worry about any ER, which is why a lot of people like it on Ravi and also Dark Corvus. Next we have Ranan's Memorandum. I think this is only good in PvE. Basically just gives you passive speed that stacks, but in longer boss fights, if you don't have access to like Song of Stars, it's good enough like Furious. You can use this on other units as well. So yeah. So after Ranan's Memorandum, we have Labyrinth's Cube. This is like a cheesy artifact to CR cut. It's like okay, but you know, nothing too special. And just like going over how many copies you want, everything. So I think like Daydream Joker, guys, you want like 6 or 7, like I said. Oath Key probably like 3, I'd say. Cursed Compass like 2 or 3 is okay. Exorcist Tonfa also 2 or 3. Candlestick like 1 or 2, and then everything else you can just have 1 copy because they're not used as often. Next, we're getting to C tier, so I'm going to talk about C tier, and then D tier I'm not going to really talk about because they're just bad. But C tier, we have the Ancient Sheath. It's like basically just more damage on single target attacks. You can use this on Celerina or even Luna for like expeditions because Daydream Joker doesn't work there. So just for that reason, in being good in expeditions, it is going to be in the C tier. Next, we have the Alaskian Spear, which has a CR pushback effect on single attacks. Actually very good in Abyss against certain bosses like Dark Corvus. You can put this on like a Silk and she can CR push for your team. You can put it on like a Lidica. Good on Abyss 4s where you need to CR manipulate. Only really used in Abyss though, not in PvP, but it does have its uses, so I'm going to put it in the C tier. Next we have Aqua Rose. This one's not that great, but it does have like some tankiness built into your team, to the artifact because it makes the unit like heal. But nothing crazy, but it's not like the worst. Like I can't put it in D tier because compared to the other D tier artifacts, you know, it's not nearly as bad as some of them, right? But yeah, I think it's like an okay artifact. But yeah, I wouldn't really, you know, worry too much about anything below like A. Maybe like Alaskian Spear's worth it for, you know, this, but everything else below A tier, like B, C, and D tier, not that great. S tier, Daydream Joker, #1, Oath Key, very good. All of them are very good. But yeah, like just to reiterate, like Daydream Joker, just get a lot of copies. Oath Key and Cursed Compass, Exorcist Tonfa as well, you want a lot of copies. And then once you feel like you have enough, you can just, you know, start selling the rest. I hope this tier list kind of helped you guys out in realizing what 3-star artifacts are good, because I know a lot of players that actually just only keep Daydream Jokers because everyone knows it's OP, but they don't really care about the other ones. But some of the other 3-star artifacts, guys, are very good in both PvE and PvP, and they're very underrated. And until you get your 5-star artifacts that are best in slot on your unit, you might want to just, you know, consider using a 3-star artifact because it's a very cheap option. That being said, guys, I hope you guys found this video helpful. And as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel a lot. And I'll see you guys next video. Peace.